Hello, ladies and gents.
Hello. Today we are playing Slay the Princess. Why? Cause yeah. Alright, that's all out of my system now. It's in the morning, so I gotta get the weirdness out of my system. I gotta burp. I'm trying to hope it's not too loud because I did not know where to lower the volume. So yeah, yeah.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Explore the end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the reason why it was going to end is because she's locked up? Holy shit. Sweet. I've always wanted to off and Mornog. Oh, thanks for telling me what to do. Do I get reward for doing this? Have you considered that?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
What if I am?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her. Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done.
Do you have evidence to
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason is because
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your
job and slay her, killing the princess. It seems kind of bad. Let's go.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you.
Alright.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But then each and every... So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin. I like this type of games because I don't gotta
The interior
like,
of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this. You take the blade.
We won't kill her, but we'll just have it just in case.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
That's
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Smash.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Are you there just to kill me? What? No. Okay, you call me. You just say nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. I haven't decided yet.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare.
Fuck you,
Fine.
narrator.
We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Watch her, like, take us and kill
We'll
us,
be
though.
fine.
I'll, like... Yo, next time... Fucking... Killing
Don't
the
know
fuck
what
out
you're
of her.
hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward, our relationship. Not... how would I get you out of here?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
That's funny. Yeah,
Don't just tell her that.
I don't give two shits.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
That's a good question.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, they haven't. A very good point. Damn, she looks at my
Princess
article.
hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound
is
right to
true.
me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Listen, it's a woman. I'm down bad for any woman. I will always be the hero in Denzel's distress, bro.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that
That's
I'd
a
open
lie.
an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Really nothing. I'm just trying to get to know you.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Explore. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
God damn, bro. Looking at me so psychotically, like.
Her sharp eyes.
Oh, you gonna
settle on the
kill
edge
me?
of the blade.
I dropped my fidget.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
What's her name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Alright, bro.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Too long.
I mean, I get it, because she thinks you might kill her anyways.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm going to get you out of
You
here.
have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there's anything you have any ideas, I'm gonna check upstairs.
I'll be here.
No shit, you'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to
Here
slay
to save
the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the
Ooh,
blade
that's
against the
nasty.
princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Yeah, princess. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Yeah, princess. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Holy shit.
I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Okay, see, but like, I don't really think it was like a bad thing. Because she wasn't really trying to, what's it called? Kill us. It's because she was...
You're on a path. You're here to...
shit.
A terrible sense of deja vu. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here. For us, I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is? We could go back and forth on this for... Those are two very different questions, but let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Yeah, so
if you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
It was the two of us last time.
This is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean?
So the princess should remember us,
Of course
right?
there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And you're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Alright.
Just be quick about it.
Actually, never mind.
Great. Now,
Let's just proceed. That's so much work.
a warning before you go any further. She will lie. Yes,
shut
don't believe a
the
word she
fuck
says. Just go in. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink.
Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Shit. shit, right? So, yes, don't believe you're supposed to just go in, take a knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. That's right. Proceed to the cabin. Alright, because we remember,
The
can we
interior
find
of the cabin
knife?
is the only furniture of note is an iron table bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
This is a whole different approach to mirror and take the blade.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror.
Yeah, there is a mirror.
There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless?
Take the blade.
You take the blade, good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone. Very different.
For real.
Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
This is actually fucking
Now,
cool.
isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
This is still a fucking thing right here. Explore.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Incredible choice.
The door to the basement creaks open,
This is a
revealing an old
completely
stone
different basement.
staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Oh, what the
She
fuck?
looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
So, cause we saved there, they lock her. That's
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
not sure I need to do much of anything. You see how she's locked up. There's a princess in the basement.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Yeah.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
So she doesn't remember us.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Intentions? What do you mean? I've been here.
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated
Complicated
things.
things.
It's complicated things how? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Contingency. That's a big word. I don't know what it
Contingency
means.
for what? For you failing, obviously. Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I
Real.
needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's
Yeah.
pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, but that's the first time this man was
I
like,
get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
yeah. But like, I'm guessing it's because we took this route, right? I'm sorry, I'm trying to eat. Oh, I'm trying to record.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
How's saying that too much?
Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Why are you asking about my intentions earlier?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does
Yeah.
she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Shut the fuck up!
Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
What happened last time after I died?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
So she remembers too. That's actually pretty interesting.
And
now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
How am I supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice your head is shackled too?
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
Actually, very good
She
point.
certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't. Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
I mean, yeah, this is the case, right? But here's the thing too. This could work out.
So, what should we do?
We should save her, you know?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Is that
Maybe
an actual
it'll
option?
fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspector Shock.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't. I am.
Inspect.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity.
Of course.
I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds...
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Are we stuck here now?
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
No. Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
I really fuck with the princess character more than narrator. Narrator kind of pisses me off sometimes.
Yep. Nope.
That's rude.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
This is so boring.
No
There
shit.
must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold.
At least the world is safe.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there.
Real.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
I mean, the narrator
How
is something
exactly
like
does
the-
that work?
It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And
Let me guess. The cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
Real. That's actually very true.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, you know, it's a bit
I don't
changing.
like small talk. Remember?
Remember?
Still rude.
Continue to wait in silence then. Yeah, I'm not even sure what I did wrong to her, but
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
yeah,
She hasn't
actually-
starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement.
Robert's gonna knife.
Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then... And?
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Huh?
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh, what the fuck? But you don't get a chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
Again.
Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went. The
It
nerve is
is.
gone.
Does that mean the world ended?
It must
I
have.
doubt so.
Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I think I'm supposed to look into the mirror. I don't know where she went.
If there's even a her to find anymore.
That's true.
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. There's something
What took it?
dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Alright, you know, that's why we're in the episode today. Yeah, because it's 38 minutes and I'm trying to make it 40. So, like, subscribe, get me more boost, and get me to 1K because I need fucking followers. I need money. Please, like, 1K is all I need to start, like, getting monetized. Please. Please.